It's a grand welcome to all of you. We are speechless for the love, affection and care that has been provided by all of you. The way you people have supported us, we are speechless. We are grateful. We are thankful to all of you. It is you who is the main source of motivation for all of us. My first video was related to grammar only, but that video, the design of the video, the voice quality of the video was not so great. So time and again I'm getting a response or a feedback from all of you that I need to upload the same content in the better way. So it's my promise to all of you that I will definitely upload the content what has been shared in the first clip. But for the time being, there has been a response from my viewers that it's important to share the content of the narration. So I'm here with the content of the narration. But before moving ahead, it's our humble request that the way you people have been standing by us, the way you people are supporting us, we need the same kind of love, affection and care from all of you by subscribing our channel, by clicking the icon bell, and by providing or by writing your comment in the comment box and sharing the video with others is all the source of motivation for all of us. Because our motive is very simple and very clear, that we will share the content related to any topic in the most simplest way and in the most effective way, where our learner should learn the things and gain the confidence. That's what our motive is, and that is why we have built up the channel. Right? Viewers, we know that whatever the name has been given to a specific chapter, that has been given for a specific reason. Every word or every name has its meaning, and that too based on the activity that has been set against its name. So narration, the word narration has been derived from the word narrate. So narrate means to explain or to utter, right? Now to explain or to utter the things, we have a two way to do it. So one is called direct speech and another is called indirect speech. So what is direct speech and what is indirect speech? Let's understand that direct speech, which is called the original idea, which means that first idea of an individual, means suppose that I am the individual, something there is a requirement that the mind has set for that requirement. So I am the first person who has explained the things. So whatever the information I am giving, that will fall under direct speech. Now come to the indirect speech. So that means to forward the content without affecting the real sense of the content that has been shared in direct speech. Right? So let's understand the thing in the most simplest way. So I've tried to explain the things by putting an example. Let's see. Here we have an example which is called he says to me, comma, inverted comma start, I play football. So in the very initial period, wherever I will see inverted comma, I being a beginner or I being a student of narration, it is my first step to recognize that if there is an inverted comma, it will fall under the category of direct speech. So now let's understand that what we have to do in direct speech. Now I'm not talking about how to move from direct to indirect. First, it's important to understand what are the things that being a learner I have to do with direct speech. Clear? So I'm a learner. Now I'm trying to learn the narration and its rule. So the basic rule of narration is that S-O, right? In most of the grammar book, there will be written S-O-N, which indicates that subject, object and no change. So when there is a no change, why there is a requirement of putting O, right? That is O means oh, right? So subject and object, where we will have to look for? We have to look for in reporting verb. I'm repeating the term reporting verb. Now where I will find reporting verb? So in direct speech, the part which is not under the inverted comma, that is reporting verb, and the part which is under the inverted comma is called reported speech. So being a beginner, I will look for subject and object in reporting verb. So here the sentence starts from he, so he is my subject. Now the sentence ends with me, so me is my object. So by recognizing it, we will have to do one more thing. Okay, I have understood that it is subject. So I do have to look for the person. So it falls under third person, right? So come up with the object. So object falls under the first person because it is me. If you have any doubt related to the first person, second person and third person, the glimpse of the first person, second person, singular and plural have been written by me for your reference. Now the third step that I, being a beginner of narration, I will have to look for is to look for the form of the verb, whether it represents the present tense or past tense. So says is V5, and I can clearly know that V5 is present verb that represents the present tense. So this is the work that I have to do in reporting verb. Now come to the reported speech part. So in reported speech, I will have to again look for two major things. Two major things are, I will have to look for the first person, second person and the third person. Mainly I have to look for first person and second person. If there is a third person, that third person will remain like the same. Right? So I've written that I play football. So I is my first person. Right? So first person as in, why? Because I, for your reference, has been tabled in singular group first person. So it is my first person. Football being a single name, it is under third person. Right? So now one more thing I will have to look for is called verb. So here I will have to observe whether the verb is in present tense or past tense. Although this is not much of importance, but I, being a beginner, I will have to look into each and every point of it. So this is all about, I will have to look for the reported speech and reporting verb in direct speech. Right? Now when I have done everything in direct speech, that is when the direct speech has been divided in two parts, that is called reporting verb and reported speech. And what are the things has been observed in reporting verb and reported speech? I have done all the things. I have completed with all these steps. I will have to move for the next step, which is called indirect speech. Means to change the direct speech into indirect speech. Now how I will change the same? When I will change the direct speech into indirect speech, we will follow this rule. This is the golden rule of narration. Let's understand the same thing by an example. I have taken the example that I says to me, I play football. This is direct speech because one part I can clearly see, that is under the inverted comma. Now come up to the solution of it, that is how I can convert it into the indirect speech. So he will remain like a he. Now says will convert into tells. Why and how? You will say, why I will convert say into tell. Say is the first and or the original idea. Tell is something that the idea has been taken from. This is not my personal or the first idea or the original idea. I am the mediator. So mediator will use tell. Right? So he tells me. Right? for this inverted comma we use that in affirmative or declarative sentence. Now here you all have to look into it. It's very important. So the rule says that in direct speech, especially in a reporting verb, the subject which is in third person, because subject is in he form, so it is in third person, so it will change the first person of reported speech. I hope you people have understood it. I'm repeating the sentence that to convert the direct speech into indirect speech, I will have to look into the subject and its person. So subject is he and he is third person. So convert the same into indirect speech. So the rule says that subject will change, reporting verb subject will change the reported speech of first person. So here, I'm extremely sorry. So here we have first person, which will definitely be impacted by the third person. So here he will be integrated, or I will be replaced by he. Now the reporting verb was in present tense, so I will not make any changes in the verb form. Now come to the third part, which is object. So object, single name, falls under the category of third person, and for third person we have no rule. So when there is no rule, that will remain as it is. Clear? So this is the basic. So I've tried to explain in the best or the simplest way. If you have not understood the basic thing, we can take another example. What is that another example? Another example that I've taken is that they say to you, we write a book, right? So the part which is not under the inverted comma is called reporting verb. I'm repeating it. The part which is not under the inverted comma is called reporting verb, and the part which is under the inverted comma is called reported speech. So what I, being a beginner, have to do in both the parts? First thing first. So the first part of the sentence is called reporting verb, and in a reporting verb I will have to look into three things. First, I will have to look for the subject, right? Here the sentence has been started with they as a pronoun. So pronoun, so this is subject, and that belongs to a third person plural number. Third person plural number. Now the second part that I, being a beginner, have to look into it is that object. So you is my object, right? And you is a second person. Now the third thing that I have to look into it is the form of the verb. So form of the verb is say, which is V1, and V1 is being used in present tense, simple present, right? The three basic things has been covered by me as a beginner of this narration or this chapter. Now come to the second part of it. So reported speech. So in reported speech, what we have to look into it, two things. In a basic way, or in a basic steps, we have to look into two things. First, I will have to look for subject, and the second, I will have to look for object. So here we has been used, which is in first person. Is it a first person? Yes, first person plural number, right? So it is my first person. Now our book is a single name and a name of an object. So a single name falls under third group, singular number. I hope till now you all are clear. I know that you all are intelligent, right? So let's move from direct speech into the indirect speech part. So see that they tell you that replacing the inverted comma with that word, right? Conjunction. So I have already shared the example why we have employed tell word. So this part has already been explained to you, and you people are intelligent enough to grasp the knowledge and to learn the things in the best possible way. Now come to the second part, that the subject here, this is the golden rule that we will have to follow. So this is the subject, and subject will impact the first person. So here the word has replaced we, or we can say in another form that we have been replaced by they. And as it is a present tense, so we have not changed the form of a verb, and seldom we change so in narration. And we have no rule for third person, so whatever there will be in third person, especially in reported speech part, there will be no change, no impact. So this is all about the basic narration, especially of present tense. Now I need your love, affection and care, and I need to know where I am going, whether the purpose of the channel is being served or not. So your writing in the comment box, your comment in the comment box is very important for all of us. It helps us to understand in which direction we are going on, and we need lots of motivation by and this we can get by your love, affection, and the way you have shown that you do care for us. So it's my humble request to all of you to subscribe the channel, to press on the icon bell, and share the video with others, and put your comment in comment box. That's what will definitely work for us, and we'll come up with the next content of the narration, the complex part. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, bye.